So you can come into a symmetrical, relaxed position. Even things out, arms and legs, head. And just take a moment either with eyes closed or soft gaze. Feeling your body settling, letting go here. You can start to slow down your breath, coming into a nice steady rhythm, inhaling until you're full, exhaling until you're empty. And you're welcome to have your eyes open or closed as it's useful for you. Let's begin by sliding arms overhead and stretching out long through arms and legs. Interlace your fingers, press out through your palms, and flex your feet, reaching through the heels of your hands, the heels of your feet. And then bring your right knee to your chest. Grab hold of that knee and hug it in as close as you can. As you do this, try and drop your shoulders. Drop your chin so the back of your neck is long. And then we'll straighten the right leg up towards the ceiling, holding somewhere behind your leg for a gentle hamstring stretch. Flex and point your foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times both directions. And then bend your knee back in, open your knee out to the right, and straighten part way or all the way out to the side, grounding down through the back of the left leg. Let's release, bend your right knee and bring it all the way across for a spinal twist. You can open out through your right arm, letting your knee and shoulder reach away from one another. And then staying in your twist, try straightening your right leg on a low diagonal. Right arm on a high diagonal, fingers and toes reaching away from one another. And then roll back onto your back. Bring both knees in and take a little circle or rock with your knees. Massaging the lower back and sacrum into the floor. And then grab hold of just the left knee. Drop the right leg long. Squeeze this knee in close, releasing deep into your hip crease. And then straighten the left leg up. Flex and point your foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times both directions. Bend your knee back in. Open your knee out to the left and then straighten part way or all the way out to the side. And you're just working with your body. Feeling where you are. If it's too much, change it. You can always bend your knee instead of straightening. And then release. Bend your knee and take it all the way across for a spinal twist. Open out through the left arm. Let your knee and shoulder reach away from one another. And then staying in your twist, try straightening your left leg on a low diagonal, left arm on a high diagonal, fingers and toes reaching away from one another. And then roll back onto your back. Bring both knees in. evening out your torso. Let's drop feet to the floor and get set up for a little bit of core work. So we're going to draw the belly in, press the lower back down from the inside. Interlace your fingers behind your head and exhale, lift head and chest up. Inhale, release down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Up and down. Up and down. One more like this. And release down. Let's bring the right knee in and the left elbow across so they come towards one another. Now stretch the right leg long and bring it back in. Reach it out. Bring it in. Reach out. And in. And one more. And then switch. Take the left knee in, right elbow across. Reach the left leg long. Bring it back in. Stretch it out. Bring it in. And reach it out. And in. One more. And then release. Stretch long through arms and legs. Bring your knees back in. And then make your way up to sitting. And let's come forward onto hands and knees. Tabletop. If you have something you want to pad your knees with, you're welcome to put a blanket or cushion under your knees. We're going to set hands right under shoulders, knees under hips, fingers really spread, and take a few rolls through the spine, starting by lifting the head and tail, arching. Exhale, round, draw the belly in. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curve. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curve. Now, inhale, arch. Exhale, shift your weight forward, bend your elbows straight back, and dip part way or all the way to the floor, pressing up from there. Round. Arch. Go forward to dip down. If going all the way down is too much, just go a couple of inches and then press up from there. Round. Arch. Go forward to dip down. Press up. Round. Arch. One more time, dip down. Press up. Round. And then sink back to child's pose. Releasing hips to the heels. Forehead to the floor. Find a relaxed position for your arms, your neck, your shoulders. Breath slow and deep. With arms out in front of you, walk your hands over to the left. And then pull back through your right hip. Stretching right side a little more. Come through center, and over to the other side. Pull back through your left hip, stretching left side a bit more. And back to center. Let's lift up through tabletop and come back to a downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. And here you might start by pedaling out your feet a little. You can bend one knee as you press the opposite heel towards the floor, going back and forth on your own time, opening up the calves and hamstrings. As you settle onto 2 feet evenly, heels can be up or down, knees bent or straight. And then walk your hands and feet towards one another, and let's hang in ragdoll. Feet hip width apart, parallel. You can bend your knees a little or a lot. You can take any arm position here, including using support through your arms. You might rest elbows on thighs or hands on ankles or blocks. Can you find a position where you're able to let the weight of your head drop? If that feels too much, you might bend your knees more or use more support through your upper body. Can you let gravity take over? Let's bend the knees a little more. Slowly roll up, coming all the way up to standing. Step up towards the front of the mat into mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet can be together or apart. Nice tall spine, as tall as you can. We'll bring hands together at the heart and take a full A-series sun salutation. Next, inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive down. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, coming through a high push-up position, and then shift your weight forward to lower down, low push-up. Come into your back bend, and this can be as low or high as feels right for you. So feel free to take this gently or deep, little baby cobra, barely lifting the upper back, or coming higher. You might come into up dog with arms all the way straight. And then back to down dog when you're ready. Let's take 5 deep breaths in down dog or child's pose or sitting or on your forearms or knees. Any neutral shape. Last breath here. Let's come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. This time from down dog, take your right leg up, reach it as high up as you can, and then take a big step forward. Let's take a low lunge. So we're going to drop the back knee. Feel free to pad your back knee. You could roll up the side of your mat or use a blanket or cushion under it. And adjust the distance between your legs so that when you sink your hips forward, the right knee is more or less above the ankle. If it's too far back, it'll be way in front. And for this pose, we want it more or less under. If it's difficult to reach the floor and you have something like blocks, you're welcome to use those. You can also bring hands to your front leg or your hips or arms up. So you choose your challenge, you choose what feels right, and breathe here. Last breath. Release, hands to the floor or blocks if you have them. We'll take the hips back for a hamstring stretch. So we're going to inch the front foot forward and then flex the toes back. So hands end up right under the shoulders as high as you need them. So if it's difficult to reach the floor, can you bring the floor up to meet you in some way? If you don't have any props, you can use your hands on your shin, but make sure you're not locking the right leg, especially if you're putting pressure on it. We'll go towards hip square, towards a flat back, towards folding, meeting your edge where it is. Last breath here. To release, let's bring both hands to the inside. If you have blocks, you can bring them with you. We'll turn out through the right foot and then shift your weight forward, coming down to lizard pose. You can rest on your hands or on elbows, on blocks or the floor. And you might play around with shifting your weight more to the right or more to the left. You can turn the right toes out more or less. You could tuck the back toes to scoot your hips forward or backward. So you're finding what's interesting, what's useful. If you want to add a quad stretch, you might bend the back leg and reach for it. If that doesn't work for you, don't do it and don't worry about it. So we're each finding our own edge, where it is, and breathing here. And then release and make your way back to down dog. So you can just step back or take some movement, maybe a vinyasa. You can come through high push-up, lower down, up dog or cobra, back to down dog. But you get to choose how you move, just feeling what you are doing, whatever that is. From down dog. When you're ready, left leg comes up. Take it as high up as you can and then a big step forward. If it doesn't make it far enough forward, you can pick it up and bring it there or adjust the distance once you get there, scooting the front foot forward or back knee back. Feel free to grab blocks for your hands or something like that. Sink your hips forward, looking for an opening at the front of the right hip here. Take whatever arm position you did on the other side. If you tried something different, like hands on your knee or hips or arms up, you can do that again. Last breath. And release. Hands back to the floor or to your blocks. Take the hips back, inch the front foot forward, and then flex toes back. Hands right under shoulders as high as you need them. Going in the directions you know to go in until you meet your edge, right where it is. Release, we'll bring both hands to the inside, turn out through the left foot, and then shift your weight forward. Come down onto hands or elbows. You might explore. Anything you do is going to have an effect, so just paying attention to what you notice as you do what you're doing. If you do want to add that quad stretch, feel free to try that again. One more breath here. And then release. Make your way back to down dog, however you want to get there. Just feel whatever you're doing. Couple breaths in down dog. Evening out the two sides. And then let's come all the way through to sitting and back onto your back. Bring your knees in and take a little circle or rock with your knees, releasing the back into the floor. And let's drop the feet to the floor to get set up for bridge. Feet hip width apart, parallel. Make sure your feet are right under your knees. And then press your feet down to lift your hips up. Once your hips are high enough, interlace your fingers behind your back. You can kind of rock side to side to roll your shoulders underneath you. Take the hips as high as they'll go. Can your breath be steady and face relaxed while you're doing this? Last breath. Take your arms out of your way, roll down, and rest. Let's take Happy Baby as a counter stretch. Grab the soles of the feet on the inside, press your knees towards the floor. And this can be done in stillness or with a little rocking. You can keep your legs bent or try and straighten them one at a time or together, part way or all the way. And then release. Let's grab hold of the right knee, drop the left leg along, and take it across for a spinal twist. Come back onto your back and switch. Left knee in and across. And you feel even on the two sides. Come back onto your back. And just check in with your body. Is anything else needed for you before you wind down this practice? Is there any last pose you'd like to take? Any part of your body that needs some attention? Anything you need before coming into your final resting pose, Shavasana. You can take your time winding things down. And eventually come into a symmetrical, relaxed position. Even out through your arms and legs. Either close your eyes or take a soft gaze. And let go of the control of your breath. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, move your wrists and ankles, and then take a big stretch out through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in. Roll to one side. And use your hands to help you up to sitting. And bring hands together at the heart. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today.